Wes Bradford here with another music help. Today we're going to talk about French horns and specifically some transposing that is very simple to do if you just have a little tip. So I'm going to play this horn here. This is a really unique horn in that the B flat side is actually on top and the F side is on the bottom. Most horns are not configured in this manner. I bought this horn for I think under $100. It was a painted solid white and I didn't even know what it was, but I took a chance on it. You can still see some of the white paint back there. I didn't quite finish getting it off, but it's a nice little horn to have. My son plays it in band, and I'm just going to play a Child of the King just right out of the hymnal, just as written. So if I see a G, I'll just play a G. So if you noticed, I was using primarily B-flat fingerings. I wasn't using B-flat fingering on my G because the B-flat fingering is usually first valve and it's pretty flat. So I use open for the G. Everything else, way up high, way down low, just B-flat fingerings. So I teach my students this when they have a double horn. We learn the B-flat fingerings first. Much later we use the F fingerings. And there's many reasons. One of them is that the partials are farther apart, so it's easier to lock into some of those notes. But a really neat added benefit is that if you know the B-flat fingerings and you want to play off of some C music, like out of a hymnal or maybe a violin part or just some sheet music that's in the key of C, you don't have to actually transpose. You just need to use your B-flat fingerings on the F side. So I'm going to play that same song. Whereas before I was playing in basically a different key. I was playing in the key of A flat concert. But now I'm going to go in the actual key, which is E flat concert, but I'm just going to read it straight off by using those same fingerings. See if I can find my first note here. Now you don't just have to play in that low octave, you can play an octave higher. Same fingerings primarily. Of course that G is the notorious out of tune one you have to adjust. Now you don't just have to play the soprano part, you can play any part using B-flat fingerings on the F side. So I'm going to demonstrate it even a little easier than with this horn. I'm just going to grab an F horn. This is a single F. So with this I could play any part on this particular hymn or any hymn. Now I do have a single B-flat here that has a stop valve. That really helps the tuning on that G. I won't really need to demonstrate this. Just understand that this is a great beginner horn. Let's see. I'll try the bass line. So, these horns are so cheap. A single F horn is so cheap, but you can play a lot of C music using your B-flat fingering, so they're not completely useless. I mean, they're good for some beginners who have a good ear, and if this is all they have access to, that's great. But a double horn is preferred. It gives you a lot more opportunities for different fingerings and intonations. A single B-flat is the way to go, especially if it has a stop valve. You don't use the stop valve necessarily for stopping the horn, but I use it for getting that G in tune. So I'll just play a C scale. Hope that helps.